Morning, everyone. My name's Aaron. I'm here with MoneyLine Plus, and I'm here to break down the main event card for UFC 259. I'd like to thank Dakota for giving me this opportunity. If you like this video and other ones, he brings out NBA Insight daily, so please like and subscribe. With all that, let's get to the money. First fight we have on the main event card is Thiago Santos versus Alexander Wreckage. Both guys weighed in at 206 pounds. And the big factor I find in this fight is going to be Santos' legs. He had that real tough fight with John Jones, really took him to the ropes, but really damaged his legs and that had to have surgery. Came back against Glover Teixeira, looked a little rough, looked a little timid, got taken to the ground a few times, and eventually lost that fight. So he's trying to get back after a 2-fight losing streak and back on the winning end. And I think with being at American Top Team, where Nunes and Peter Yan's at, he's doing a lot more leg workouts I've been watching and stuff. So he looks a lot more confident in his legs. So I think we're going to get the best version of him coming forward Saturday. As far as Wreckage, he's a good all-around fighter. This will be his biggest step up in competition. Going against Santos. I think he's going to look to, since he has the size and reach advantage, I think he's going to look to try to get Santos to the ground a lot like Glover Teixeira did. Try to implement some of the same game plans and also probably try to put in some of those leg kicks as well, trying to test that leg of Santos, make sure it's really good. But overall, I do think we do get the best version of Santos. And I got him getting a knockout in round 1. He can't mess around with a guy like Wreckage. Wreckage is tough. And if he does keep it going, then it gets dangerous from there. But I do think he gets it done. I do think he gets back on the winning end. And I think he gets the knockout round 1. Next fight we got here, we got Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober. Both guys weigh down at 156 pounds. And big thing about this fight, it's basically the B-team version of Khabib versus Gaethje. Drew Dober is Gaethje's partner out of Elevation, main training partner. And a lot of the same styles as him. Has cannons in his hands. He has knockout power. Going to come for you. He's going to wrestle. And he's just going to try to headhunt. As far as Islam Makhachev, he's a childhood friend of Khabib. So he has that Sambo background. He's actually a 2-time Sambo champion. He has solid striking, and he has that Sambo Dagestan kind of fighting where they work on each other's weaknesses. You know, they're a really good team out there, and I see this playing out a lot like that Khabib Gaethje fight, and I had Khabib in that one, and I feel in this one, Islam's going to get it done. Dober's going to have to get out here, try to get that finish early, try to figure out that puzzle that Gaethje couldn't with Khabib. But overall, I think Makhachev survives that storm early and gets a submission sometime in the second round. Next fight here, we got a title fight at the bantamweight division. We got Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Peter Yan came in at 135 and a half pounds, sorry, or 134 and a half pounds, sorry. And Aljamain Sterling came in at 135 pounds. A lot of chippiness coming into this in the interviews and the weigh-ins before this. Both guys been talking to each other, trying to get in each other's head. So there's going to be a lot of fireworks in this fight. And both these guys are world-class fighters. So if you pick a side, I mean, you're not wrong on either end to have a corner. They're both really world-class fighters. I'm a fan of both. What Aljamain Sterling brings to the table, he's going to really try to use that length and size to take down Yan multiple times. I think he's going to try to rinse and repeat that takedown until he can get to that submission, try to really wear on him, and try to get out of there early with the submission. He's going to, when it's stand up with Yan, I think he's going to try to implement some range. try not to get in too many storms with him until he could get that takedown again and try to find that submission. As far as Peter Yan, he comes from a boxing background that transitioned to Muay Thai over at Tiger Muay Thai, and he's actually doing this camp over at American Top Team. So he has a real well-rounded game as far as just stand-up, and he has a decent ground game as well too. He can hold his own, and he's going to need to beat those scrambling attacks if he does get taken down, to get back to his feet and do his own game. And I do think he does that. I do think he survives the storm of Aljamain Sterling, and I got him winning by decision. I think that as the fight goes on, that those early takedowns from Aljamain Sterling, he has a good gas tank, but anybody that tries to do multiple takedowns and multiple efforts on submissions, it just drains you. It definitely takes a little bit out of you, and I just think as the fight goes on, those points are going to tally up for Yan. He's just going to pepper him, find those holes, and at the end of the day, he's going to defend his title. So I got Yan in decision here, and I think it's just going to be a great fight. Another spot that I like too in this fight is over 3.5 rounds, because I do think this goes to decision. Yan, it's going to be really hard to pry that belt off of him, and he ain't going to go out easy. And same with Sterling. This is a big opportunity for him, and I don't think he's going to take it lightly. So I do think this gets to the judges' scorecards just because both guys are just really going to give it their all. So that brings us to our co-main event. Another title defense. We got Amanda Nunes defending her 145-pound belt against Megan Anderson. Nunes came in at 145 pounds, and Megan Anderson came in at 144.5 pounds. And there's not much to say about Nunes other than she's the GOAT of women's MMA, double champion. I mean, she's beat the best. She's been there, done that. So she does have some potential red flags. That'd be a red flag for any other fighter maybe coming in. Outside, she's really busy with the newborn and just life outside. You know, she doesn't have to, be as hungry for fighting anymore. She's paid and all that. So, the outside of fighting life's just a lot more relaxed. But on paper, when you're a GOAT, things like that just don't matter. Now, Megan Anderson, she does come in 6 foot. She is going to have the size and reach advantage, and she has knockout power. She got to this title shot by getting 2 knockouts in a row, and she can bring that with her hands and her feet. So she can be dangerous there. But overall, I mean, until I see it, I'm just going with Nunes to win. If you want to sprinkle a shot on Anderson at that crazy line, it's small risk, big reward. So as long as you don't go crazy on it, it doesn't hurt there. But I definitely like Nunes here, and I like Nunes until I see otherwise. Alrighty, we're at the main event here. That's the champion versus champion. We got Israel Adesanya coming in, trying to take the belt from Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz weighed in at 205, which is the weight for light heavyweight. And Israel Adesanya coming in, a lot of people were worried that, he was talking about staying down close to his 185 weight. And he came in at 201 today, so he did put on a little bit of weight, but nothing crazy to take out his frame or damage his skill set or anything like that. So talking about Adesanya a little bit, he swept through the 185 division, had no problems there. So he's looking to go for that double champion status, which is a big status in that sport. It's kind of like the home run record in baseball or touchdown passing record in football. It's a big deal in MMA. It's an elusive class. So he's going to try to get that done this weekend. And he has the size or he has the speed, range, and he's coming in with decent size to make that a possibility. As far as Jan, He has that real lights out power. Can knock anyone out in that division. He researched his career as of late, got all the way to the belt, won it, and it's going to be really tough to knock him off that block. I mean, he trains really hard, has a good all-around game, had a really good camp. The videos, he just looks stacked. But he's going to have to win in round one. I feel he's going to have to get that knockout early with Adesanya and really make him feel that power. The one question mark with Adesanya is always that Gastelum fight, where Gastelum did piece him up pretty good, and he's a smaller guy. So you wonder if Jan could do that same thing, what would happen. But I think that overall, Adesanya survives that early rush from Jan. And Jan hangs in there. You know, he's not going to let his belt go really easy either. But I think at the end, I think Adesanya wins enough rounds. He plays it safe. He keeps his distance from Jan's power, and eventually wears on Jan, puts enough damage with his peppering to where he ends up being the double champ at the end of the night. So I'm going with Israel Adesanya to win the fight. I think it's going to be a memorable fight regardless of what happens. I think this card is overall going to be a memorable one, so it'll be fun to watch. And just to recap my picks here, I'm going to go Santos with the knockout in round 1, Islam Makhachev submission round 2, Peter Yan by decision, Amanda Nunes knockout round 3, and Israel Adesanya by decision. Thank you again for getting this far in the video and watching it. Again, this is Aaron with MoneyLine Plus. I'll be back next week as well when they have that Belal Muhammad versus Leon Edwards fight, and I'll be breaking down that card as well. And until then, enjoy the fights, and good luck, and let's make some money.